The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing Icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Welcome back to the Icons of Real Estate podcast. I'm your host, Timothy Kaitano, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a good show for you. We're always here to motivate and inspire. Today's guest is going to do just that. And if you are a real estate agent and you want to change, or maybe considering in getting into real estate, this is the episode for you. All right, I suggest you get your notebook, your pen, gather your friends and your family because they do not want to miss this as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome today's guest, EXP's very own Amy Scialdo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Pleasure being here.
Oh, pleasure having you here. I always like to start off the show by getting to know the guests a bit better, getting to know your story and how you got into real estate. Can you tell us a little bit more about you and how you got into real estate?
Sure. So real estate has been something that I've always wanted to do, but was too nervous to try because it's not a set income that it was a big leap of faith to kind of try that and get started on it. I knew that I would like it once I started, but just couldn't make the jump to get into it just because I was afraid to see what I would do and see how it went. Mm-hmm. So I started doing it part-time while I was a supply chain manager at a hospital and joined a team, loved it. It was a great experience and had great mentors. Just kind of I was working 2 full-time jobs, which was very difficult, but I did like it. And so my husband just gave me the encouragement and said, just do it and, we'll see what happens. And so I went full-time and took off on just kind of leap of faith, took out and see what happened. And it went great. And it's my favorite thing about real estate is that when you have a job, wherever it is, and you give 110%, you make X number of dollars. And someone next to you can be doing the same job, giving 50%, making the same amount of money. Yes. And I was always trying to add income to my jobs by doing better, doing more, and it just didn't coincide with what I wanted. But real estate allows me to, if I'm not doing well or not making enough money, then I work harder. And if I work harder, then I actually make more money. So it's awesome for me because it allows me to work hard and get reimbursed for it as far as making what I would, what I want to make. And if I'm not, then I just keep working.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people get into real estate and they start off doing it part-time. And some people just never stop doing it part-time. What gave you that courage, that confidence to say, you know what, I'm going to do real estate 100%, especially when there is never a guarantee of, this is how much you're going to make this much. This is how much you're going to make this month.
Right.
What gave you the confidence to say, you know what, I'm going to go all out on this?
I think it was the little successes that I was having doing it part-time. Mm-hmm. And again, realizing that if I wanted that the potential was there if I kept working hard. So if I did it part-time, I couldn't give it as much time as I wanted. I was ending up doing it into midnight at night because I was working full time. And I just didn't feel like I could give it what I needed to get where I wanted to be. So for me, making that jump just seemed like if I didn't try, then I wouldn't know. And since I was doing well with it part-time, I thought the more time I could give it, then I would do better. And it worked out.
Wow. And why did you choose real estate? I mean, for a lot of people that want to, find a second income, they do go for other options. But with the stress that comes with a real estate, it's not an easy job. All right. What motivated you to pursue real estate of all careers?
For me, it was that it's all about building relationships. And I love to build relationships with all kinds of people. I love that building relationships in real estate leads to more transactions. And that goes for both with other agents and the clients that meet friends and make friends and just
Oh, sorry, you froze there for a minute. So you're saying being able to build relationships, being in an environment that, allows you to build relationships and actually, nurture those relationships into, an income. I think that's really inspiring. Now, you did touch on something that I think is quite important. You mentioned that mentorship was something that was very important to you, especially when you got into real estate. I think not a lot of people understand the importance of it and why it's something they have to get when they get into real estate. Because for some people, they think, hey, I just passed the test, I got my license, I'm good to go. Right? Why do I need a mentor? What else is there to learn? I would like to just get your emphasis on the importance of mentorship, especially in the real estate industry.
Um, honestly, I definitely would not have had success or continue to have success without the relationships that I've built with mentors, with other agents, with the team that I was on. So when I went full time, I was on a team for a little bit and then I went off on my own. So now I'm an individual. And of course, I still communicate with the team, which is great. But having the someone and other people who know what they're doing and can go along, it was, I don't even know if I could have done it if I didn't have that, because you don't know anything when you come out of school of real estate. You know policies and things, but nothing about the actual job or the processes. Excuse me. And so working with people that have been in the business for a long time really was a total game changer for me. It just allowed me to, I worked with other agents, I worked with people, and that's one reason why I love EXP so much, is because it allowed me to meet other EXP agents and then other like-minded agents that feel the same as I do, that know that it's a team that can make this business so much fun and so rewarding if you work with the other agents and you develop friendships and support. And as you're an individual agent, sometimes you need someone to show a house if you're sick or your kids are sick, or to attend something if you have too many things going on. And having those other agents who are willing to help each other out as well as you helping them, it makes everything so much easier and better. And plus the transactions go smoother when you have a good working relationship with the other agent.
And what are some of the things that you learned from your team, the time that you're working with your team? What are some of the things like tips and tricks that you took from them that helped you as a solo agent?
I think so everybody does things different. And you have to find how to do it as yourself. So I think that you take what other people say and you take advice and you see how they have success, and then you make it into what works for you. I used to always say to my kids when they were little that you're given a toolbox, and the tools that are in your toolbox are what gets you through life. Everybody has different tools in their toolbox, but you have to use what is in your toolbox. It doesn't help if I give you someone else's toolbox because those tools don't apply to them. So same with real estate. If you are an outgoing person who loves to meet people, loves to talk to people, then go do open houses. That's what I did. That's what I still do, because I just love talking to people and meeting new people. But by doing that, you get more transactions because you find unrepresented buyers and things like that. There's other people who are not real people person, so they'll do more like the cold calling and things like that, where they're behind the computer. So again, I think that my mentors guided me for sure through the processes of real estate and how they did things and how successful they are. And then I kind of just took it and twisted things into my own, what made me feel comfortable and how I wanted to do things.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Man, I really like the analogy with the toolbox, and it's true. Not everyone is able to do what the next person can. It's all about realizing what you're good at. And I love the fact how you emphasize on, you're good at open houses, and that's what you've been able to use within your business. Now, we want to touch on something. You joined EXP. I want to find out from you, joining EXP, how did this help you with your financial goals? Because looking at, listening to your story, when you first got into real estate, you wanted something that would also help you out financially to achieve certain goals financially. What stood out about EXP, and how has it been able to help you achieve your financial goals?
EXP for me has been a perfect fit because there's so many reasons. So I love the dynamic that EXP has as far as like getting help. So if you are stuck on something, you just pop into the world and you can talk to someone to help you. That has been very helpful for me, especially because I'm off hours a lot of times. If I'm out showing homes during the day, I'm working on stuff at night and somebody isn't always available. But if I go on into the world, I can usually find some help, even if it's past your normal hours of business. I love that. I love that you can reach out to the brokers and they're so helpful and friendly. And again, off hours, they have representation over the weekends and in the evenings. And I've never not been able to get a question answered, which is great. I'm pretty persistent.
Yeah.
So I'll go until I can find the answer. And again, that's been great. I love the workplace. To me, that has been a huge benefit. I've gotten a lot of business through referrals from other EXP agents. So it kind of feels like I'm on a team with when I'm not on a team, but it feels like a team because it's all of us EXP agents working together and, doing open house. I do open houses for other EXP agents all the time. And I love it because it helps them. Plus I get the people that aren't represented. And I'm licensed in Maryland, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. So I kind of go all over the place. And I think that definitely helps me also because I have such a broad territory. But as far as the EXP agents goes, I have built so many good relationships just by either doing open houses for them, reaching out to them if I'm showing a house that they are listing and just starting those conversations. And again, I've met a lot of nice people and I love the formats of EXP. I love Sky Slope, having all the things in there. And it makes you feel like you're not on your own, which is nice.
That's awesome. Now, there are a lot of misconceptions about EXP, and what a lot of people struggle to understand is, man, how, can you find support? How can you have good leadership or good mentoring or collaboration when the brokerage is cloud-based? And I think you really touched on that because a lot of people tend to think, oh, you guys never meet up. Like how does this happen? How do you guys get to connect? How do you get to connect with other team members? So what you're saying is, man, there is no distance when there is no barrier because of the distance. The Even though it is cloud-based, you always bridge the gap. There's always someone that can help you 24/7, which is quite awesome. And one thing I also want to touch on is the fact that it allows you to recruit. Was that one of the things that you liked about it, on how it compensates you for recruiting? Has that ever been something that was appealing to you? Does it align with your goals as well?
Absolutely. I definitely looked at that when I first was looking around. I looked at that as a great option for passive income. And I can't wait to take advantage of that eventually. I chose to just focus on building my business first because this is only my second year and just wanting to get a solid foundation, know what I'm doing. And then as I continue, hopefully, to be successful, then I'm going to start with that process. But I haven't, I know all about it, but I haven't dug into it as far as personally recruiting. But I love the option for the future.
Awesome. And what would you say are your goals for 2025? It's a year that a lot of realtors are excited about. Some people are crossing their fingers saying, hey, interest rates might definitely go down. This should be a good year for real estate. What are your thoughts and what are your plans for this year?
So my goals are to double my salary, or I say salary, but double my commissions for what I made last year. That's one goal. My goal is to establish a concrete foundation with my processes and procedures on how I do each transaction. I kind of, in a very positive way, when I went off from the team on my own, I kind of had a windfall, which was wonderful. But I was basically just trying to stay alive and function with all the, I had so many things going at one time. I didn't get to start with a strong foundation. I was just kind of putting things together to get everybody happy and keep all the transactions going. So now I'm kind of going backwards and trying to establish those things so that I can continue to do the same process with every transaction. So I want to do that and grow in bigger territories where I'm covering in Maryland, and I'm covering also out of Deep Creek, which is a bigger market, and dip into West Virginia. I want to do more of that. So all kinds of things, just trying to stay positive and be successful.
Thank you for that. We wish you all the best. I think it definitely will be a good year for you as well. Now, what is your advice to people out there that want to get into real estate? Or even someone considering getting into real estate but is on the fence about it, right? Because a lot of people have the same concerns that you had, right? oh man, can I leave my job to do this? There's no guaranteed pay. There's no guarantee that I will be able to do it. If I have to do it, what steps do I have to take to make sure I become successful in this? So, just to answer those questions, I would love to hear your advice to people thinking about getting into real estate as well.
I think the biggest thing that I've noticed with real estate is you get out of it what you put into it.
Mm,
I've seen so many agents that have gone to take their classes, finish their classes, and then they sit there and wait for real estate to happen. And they wonder, why aren't you giving me leads? Why aren't you giving me leads? Well, you you can do that and you can try to find, a platform that's going to provide leads for you, or you can go get them yourself.
mm,
And I think that if you are one of those people who is going to wait for real estate to happen to you, it's just not going to work
mm,
because the market changes, the people that you work with change, the dynamics of the people that you work with change. So I think one of the biggest things is just out of the box thinking and just hitting as many markets and as many people as you can, not in an obtrusive way, not where you're, feeling like you're door knocking, which, a lot of people do believe in that, but I feel like in today's world, that's not really the best option. Although it does work for people, but you just have to do what makes you comfortable and then you'll be great at it.
mm. I like that. I like that. So, ladies and gentlemen out there, you heard that, right? What you put in is what you get out. So, don't expect to get a license and think, hey, now people are going to come and ask me to help them out. You have to go out there, find your strengths and lean on your strengths and perfect that. So, I think this is the best advice that you can get. If you go in and give 50%, you get 50% worth of results. So what you want has to align with how you put in the work. Now, Amy, thank you so much for sharing that and so much more. How can our audience get in touch with you? Anyone that is looking to buy or sell property in Maryland, how can they get in contact with you?
So I have do you want me to give my phone number, contact
Sure, no
information?
problem. Yeah.
Okay. So my phone number is 443
Mhm.
277 0809, and my email is amy.scialdo, which is amy dot S as in Sam, CIALDO at exprealty.com. And I would love to hear from anyone. Again, I'm licensed in Maryland, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and I'm all over the place and would love to be referral partners or buy or sell people, help people with whatever they need.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that. All right. Whatever you need help with, whether it's buying or selling, give her a call. We'll also have her details in the description to make it easier for you to connect with her. Visit her website, give her a call. She just gave you her number. If I were you and I'm really trying to get that property this year, give her a call and she'll take good care of you. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an amazing episode with your host, Timothy Kaitano, with the amazing Amy Scialdo. Amy, thank you so much for being an amazing guest. Thank you for sharing your story. We wish you nothing but success in the year of 2025 and beyond. And would love to actually catch up with you later in the year to hear all the exciting things you managed to accomplish. Thank you so much
That'd be
for
great.
taking the time. Yeah. Oh
Thank you.
man.
It was a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got this far, you know what you have to do. Hit the like button if you're watching this on YouTube. Comment down below. All right. If you are listening to this on any other platform, share this with your friends, your social circle, because they will love you forever. It has been your host, Timothy Kaitano, with the amazing Amy Scialdo. Till we meet again, ladies and gentlemen, take care and peace.